Hello everyone. Today we will cover these five topics in this presentation. Firstly, introduction of typography with its principles and basic elements. Secondly, let us discuss about images and its uses in various form of media. Finally, let us sum up all these four topics. One of the most fundamental forms of human communication is writing. It is believed that Sumerians had started with pictograph. As the name suggests, pictograph means writing through the pictures. Then they developed the writing system to cuneiform writing, which is called as wedge shaped strokes. Next one was hieroglyphs. It was the Egyptian way of writing. It was generally made up of pictures, creatures like animals, plants, birds, and other things. Then they soon evolved into alphabets, leading to the development of various typographic systems. The first movable typographic system was invented in China by Gutenberg monk on 1447. Let us move on to the principles of typography. As we are a human being, we always observe only eye catchy things which are well placed and synchronized with our surroundings. Same work in the print media too. There are two major aspects of typography. The first one is legibility, and the next one is aesthetics. Legibility or readability refers to how easy it is to read the text as a whole. And the next one is aesthetic. In typography, basically it deals with the entire document. We have to consider the following points when it comes to aesthetics. When we used two different form of fonts, they should be harmonized to each other. Line space should be pleasing to the eyes. Headline should not be placed at the bottom of the page. There should be no use of all caps in the headlines unless it is really justifies them. There are six basic elements for typography, which are consistency, hierarchy, alignments, lines, leading, tracking, and kerning. Consistency make your work more professional, and it helps the readers to concentrate very well on your document. And hierarchy is a sequence of text. It helps your reader to go through the content in faultless sequence. Alignments, as we all aware about alignments, there are four types: right alignment, left alignment, center alignment, and justified alignment. And if you take any text, it has five sublines which are aligned with each other as mentioned in the figure. The first one is baseline, one of the basic positions where the text actually sits. In primary level schooling, this is one of the first lessons children learn. Second one is cap height. It marks top position of the capital letters. One is X height or midline. It describes the height of lower case letters excluding ascenders and descenders. The last one is descender. Some strokes drop below the baseline. Here P, Y and G are the descenders. And the leading is space between two lines. And the last one is tracking and kerning. Tracking suggests the distance between all the characters, and kerning is the microscopic view of the space between two alphabets. Typography has many facets and different techniques. Let us clarify the basic thing here. As discussed above in this unit, typography is an art of creating letters, designing them in a way that they look real in the document. Typeface is a set of characters with common features of design. A font described a subset of blocks in that very typeface, but each font embodied a particular size and weight. And nowadays we have a much wider variety of old and new types of typeface and fonts to use from the internet. Let us see the role of typography in design in this slide. It can have a major impact on how people react to your document. Appropriate use of graphics, colors, images is equally important to create a professional brand. Selecting and using the right font lets you to induce a particular sentiment or certain style to your audience. The skillful use of typefaces grabs the attention of your audience and communicates the key idea of the document so they can act on it. And the good typography to help online readers reduce their eye fatigue and eye strain. When it comes to digital media, the expressive use of typography has many facets and many different techniques come with them to help with visual aid and graphic design. As we discussed in the basic elements of typography, uh, like color contrast, font size, leading, and hierarchy, here one more thing included, which is white space or negative. It is a space between elements. Let us move on to the next topic of this unit, images. Images help us learn, attract attention, and it explain and help us to follow tough concepts, and it may inspire us. As we are a human being, we usually tend to get attracted to them as soon as we see images and are immediately drawn towards them, and they hence serve as a good attention grabbers. There is no media without images. Images can be in any form like graphics, design elements, images, blurbs, infographics, hand drawn or painted, a photographed one, or it can be generated digitally on the computer. Images can be divided into two important types. First one is denotative, and next one is connotative images. Denotative images are simple, straightforward, and it doesn't have deeper meaning than what you see. For example, if picture of an apple like that, and connotative images, it provides a viewer with more information and the broader context. For example, creating an atmosphere, telling a story with the images, and making a deeper meaning and connections with the help of images. Images are major visual element in a website and appears in logos, backgrounds, sliders, and much more. They draw users to read the text, illustrate articles and blog spots, and sometimes just entertain. So we have to consider below points when it comes to make images for web. Most of the audiences prefer images, like a website with the images, uh, even with a nice design. There are many reasons why we believe images to be attractive rather than the text. Images can then trigger all kinds of emotions and memories, making them very engaging. It is an easy way to enhance the website's user experience. Use of images on the website should have some logic. It should convey a sense of support for your message. And using an human images on the website is efficient way of engaging the visitors. It makes us feel like connecting with other people, not just some coded website. Then background images, it creates a unique website atmosphere or gives the visitors an immediate impression about your website. And images helps you to avoiding slowing down performance of your website. And the last one is using images in social media is a great way to catch viewers attention, as it performs better than text on social platforms. There are three main file types in images. The first one is JPEG format, which is Joint Photographic Experts Group. They are real photographs or complex pictures with lots of colors, shadows, and gradients. This allows you to accurately adjust and save the image, balancing the quality and size of the file. So you can adjust it from a low quality to high quality. And the next one is PNG type, which is portable network graphics. Uh, PNGs are generally used for logos because they are high quality of images and handle transparency. It works well for logos because logos almost always require transparency. And the last one is GIF, graphics interchange format. It is also uh, can be used for logos and not popular in most cases of e-commerce due to their limited colors option. Saving images, why it is so important? Research shows that 47% of users expect a web page to be loaded in less than 2 seconds, and 40% expect a page to be loaded in not more than 3 seconds. It is therefore important that the images are small enough to ensure a quick site. To optimize images for web, the following steps can be taken. The first one is right dimensions. The images should be viewed 100% in Photoshop. The second one is saving for web. The file size can be reduced without significantly reducing the image quality. The popular way to reduce file size without decreasing the image quality much is to use the save for web function of Photoshop when you save the image. And the third point is image compression. Image compression applications are the easiest way to reduce image file sizes. These tools provide a quick and easy way to reduce the size of files without losing the quality of images. Let me conclude this unit by sum up with this slide. We have discussed about the role of typography and image. We have traced the growth and development of typography and its principles. We have discussed the basic elements of typography such as consistency, hierarchy, alignment, lines, leading, tracking, and kerning. While discussing the images, we have traced the basic functions of images in communication and media. The role of images in different media forms have been discussed in detailed way. The types of images in graphics design was also discussed, in which we touched upon two most important types of images, which is denotative and connotative images. To sum up, it can be said that in communication, typography and images both are playing major roles, both together making powerful impact and deliver the message to the audience in effective and efficient manner. Thank you for listening.